I have got a quantum leap story for you that is going to blow your mind. You are going to be like, really? Is that what's happening over there in the Hayes household? And I am going to let you know that yes, this is the way things are happening for me. So, a long time ago, I worked a corporate job, right? I was a 20-year corporate executive before I left to be who I am today. But during that time, I was not only just working in corporate, I was also creating this business. And so, what that looks like is I would work, I don't know, 60 plus, maybe more hours a week at that corporate experience. And then I would come home at night, on the weekends, and work more for that corporate job and for myself. So I don't know, 80, 90, 100 hours a week is what I would average. And I started to feel that all I wanted was ease and time abundance. Time abundance to me looks like I had so much free time, so much free time. And so it was a Sunday, and I told my sister, I was like, look, all I want is ease. And I'm going to give myself pockets of ease throughout the day for every hour on the hour. Because I knew, and this is 10 plus years ago, I knew that if I gave myself ease, even for a little bit, that would create momentum for ease in my life. What happened is not what I expected to happen. So let me tell you. So Monday I go into the office, and what I did was I set a timer on my, I don't know, iPhone 4 or 5 or whatever it was back in the day. So I set a timer on the phone, and on that timer, every hour would come up, and I would take 2 minutes, right? I set an alarm, and on the timer I set 2 minutes so that I could just sit, and what it looked like would be I would bring ease into my body, whether it was in the bathroom, right? If I was sitting in my office, if I was on a call, it didn't matter. I stopped everything and I chose ease. We can do it together. At that time, I was just like, ease. I have so much free time to do anything I want to do with it. Ease. And then I would go back to the drama. I would go back to the fire drills. I would go back to all of the conversations and all of the things that were telling me, you don't have ease, you don't have ease, you don't have ease, you don't have ease, you're crazy. This isn't real. I didn't care. I gave myself ease. I didn't like bypass all the crazy that was going on. I gave myself pockets of ease within the dis-ease. I'm going to say that again. I gave myself pockets of ease within the dis-ease. Okay, so Tuesday comes, I do the same thing. I'm in a meeting. I'm like, oh, my alarm goes off because the meeting goes over an hour. So I'm like, 1 second, I've got to go to the bathroom. I mean, I went to the bathroom so much, people probably thought I had some kind of urinary tract infection. So anyway, I was in the bathroom and I'd sit on the toilet with the toilet seat covers because, you know, we don't do that. And I was just like, ease. I have so much ease in my life. Time, abundance, and time to do anything that I desire to do. Okay, so I did it on Wednesday. I still have thousands of emails. We used our inbox as a project management, and so I had thousands of emails, thousands. I had a team. They'd call me. You know, Tony would be like, Christine, this is happening, and this is fire drill, and this, and I'd be like, okay, we'll take care of it. I had my Toronto ladies, they were like, this is happening, and this is happening, I gotta do this, And I was like, yep, we'll handle it, we got this. In the middle of the not ease, I decided I was gonna feel ease. Okay, So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, towards the end of the day, probably like 3 p.m. It was probably more like not the end of the day because, I was working a lot, but the middle end. The VP, who I reported into as a leader of the company, came to me and said, Christine, and he looked at me and he was like, Christine, come to my office. I've got to talk to you. And I was like, universe, this ain't what we talked about. I didn't say I want to get laid off. Like, universe, ain't time. I don't have dollars saved. What are you doing? I said, I just wanted ease and time abundance. What are you doing, universe? So I got myself together and I went in quite scared of what was going to happen. And so I go into the office and I sit in the seat across from Jason and I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he says, Christine, I don't know how he did this. I have no idea, but everyone that reports into you, because more managers were reporting into me and I was senior leader in that. He said they all have 3 weeks of vacation and you only have 2. He's like, I don't know how we did this. I don't know how this happened. He's like, but here are 5 days for you to do anything you want to. It's your time. You can do anything you want to do with it. Do you hear what's happening? He is repeating back my words. So much time to do anything that I want to do. And he just gave me 5 days. What did I do? I celebrated. I called my sister. I said, it's working. It's working. It's working. By the way, one other time leap I want to talk about, because this is the one that I just noticed just now. When I started with that company, it was 2 weeks of vacation. Every one of the managers that I hired had 2 weeks of vacation. I know because I hired them. So I shifted into a timeline where I manifested an extra 5 days of vacation for everybody. That is y'all are seeing it in this moment. I tell this story all the time and I didn't even click that was one timeline jump. And I'm going to tell you about the next one. It's good. Wow, this is good. Okay. So I told my sister, this is working, girl. I'm gonna keep doing it. I did it on Saturday, I did it on Sunday, even though I was working in this business, right? What we're doing right now. And I was also like working, stuff that I needed to take home on the weekend. Cause you know how corporate is, sometimes. So we get to Monday, still crazy. But I'm filing things away. I'm taking care of things, but I am going into the bathroom and I'm in my office and I'm like, 2 minutes, ease, time abundance, ease. But and I'm feeling good because I done created some evidence now. I'm like, this is working because I'm gonna feel ease soon. Ease is gonna just pop into my life. I know it, I feel it. And so I didn't again, I wasn't bypassing the crazy. I was in it, but I didn't make any of it mean anything about me or the fact that I got to feel ease. So you got Monday, you got Tuesday. Wednesday comes and I'm packing up at like 4:30 or something like that. Like 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm like, what? I'm going to be home and leaving at 5? Yes. I remember distinctly, I will never forget, filing away the last email that was in my inbox. Do you remember when I said 10 days before? I had thousands of emails in my inbox. Filing that last email away. And I was like, oh, I feel so much ease. Today was the easiest day. I feel so much ease. It was just in my body, the ease. So I was like, well, let me check on my team, right? I had 2 people in Tampa where I was, right? But I had a team in San Antonio and I had another team in Toronto. Okay. And so I called San Antonio first because Tony had the most issues of things happening, and just there was something going on with the refrigeration, and I was in beverage right at the time, consumer packaged goods. And so I called Tony. Tony's like, "Hey boss, what's up? What's up?" I was like, "What's going on with this?" He's like, "It's handled." He's like, "They called me and told me they no longer needed it." I was like, "But what about this other thing?" He's like, "They called me and told me that somebody already brought it to them." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I feel so much ease." He repeated my words back to me. He's like, "This is the easiest week I've ever had." He was like, "I'm feeling good. I'm going to be leaving here." And I said, "Well, why don't you just leave a little bit early? You could go ahead and leave early." He's like, "Okay." So I then called Toronto, where there was 4 ladies, 3 of them mothers with multiple children, and one single lady who just loved to travel and loved to do her thing. And I think she was getting married. They were just so overwhelmed when I talked to them the week before. So I'm talking to them today on this Wednesday, and they're like, "Christine, we're packing up, we're packing up, we're packing up." And I was like, wait, you could pick up, you could go, because I'm a great boss. I was like, "But just tell me, answer this question, what's going on? Like, y'all are feeling good. What about this problem, because I had this whole list." And they were like, "That's handled. This is handled. This has been the easiest week ever. We feel so much ease." They were like, "Everything is good. We're going home." I said, "Go home." And I said, "Come in a little later tomorrow." And they were like, "Okay." And so I called my sister, because of course the people in Tampa, I had already let them go. They were gone. They left and went home early. I called my sister and I said, "Kim, oh my God, I am packing up and I'm leaving." And she's like, "You've been coming home early the entire week." And I was like, "Say what now?" Because I distinctly remember coming home like 7 o'clock on the day before that Tuesday. I distinctly remember. And I distinctly remember hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages in my inbox. And she's like, "Yeah, no." She's like, "And I feel so much ease." She's like, "Work has been so good." She's like, "It's just so good." So let me tell you what happened. I quantum leaped into a reality where I had manifested ease for everyone in my life. I quantum leaped into a reality with ease. Just like I just realized I quantum leaped into a reality where you had 3 weeks of vacation. I quantum leaped into a reality where everyone was experiencing ease, not just me, my family, everyone that reported into me, and me. Because I chose to embody ease. I chose to be the evidence of ease before there was any evidence. This is how you quantum leap. This is what we're doing in LIT. It takes diligence for you to embody something that isn't there. It takes diligence for you to move and be the woman or person when evidence tells you otherwise. It takes power for you to be the evidence without the evidence. But that is how you collapse timelines. This is what LIT is about. It's about being lit up. It's about instant manifestation. And why I say instant is because you're choosing it now. You're giving it to yourself right now. It is instant. You are living in your 5D reality now because you're choosing love. And in this crazy, crazy, crazy world, with the crazy, crazy, craziness that is happening every freaking day, they want you to feel fear. They want you to feel scared. They want you to feel, be afraid of the big B, BBB, or whatever. Do not choose that you get to feel joy. Choose joy. That's the feeling that we're all feeling. We're choosing joy. We're choosing knowing that everything is working out for us, that everything is in our favor. Joy. So, on that note, this is a good one. This is a good one. If you want to quantum leap into the reality that you desire, you have got to choose to be the person who already lives in that reality. They say Delulu is the Salulu, then be Delulu. And on that note, hugs, kisses, all the feels.